I'm looking for the best possible angle. That's right, I put the retouch on. I'm not playing around. I've aged quite a bit this year. Oh, happy weekend. And I guess I'll just sit here and wait for people to show up. Mhm. Talk and tarot. Wow. Hi, Ashley. How are you? I have a lot of makeup on. Oh, how are you doing? I decided to go live because I put real clothes on, which I have not done like since October of last year. I have worn sweats since October of last year, like literally every day. Oh, crying is good, girl. You're releasing trauma. Pay particular attention to what I talked about in terms of your inner child. Wow, that's actually great. I mean, I know it doesn't feel that way while it's happening, but it's shedding. It's great. Might also account for why you may be thinking about the past. Thank you. I have a lot of makeup on. But you know what, though? My eyebrows have come in and my eyelashes are coming in. They're mostly there. Yeah, things are growing now. I still feel, hi, Victor. I still feel kind of yucky because of the pneumonia. Yeah, my voice sounds pretty much like me, opposed to, I still have some weakness. I mean, pneumonia is no joke, it takes a while. As I was reading about it, it doesn't go away the way, say, a virus or a cold would, and because I am immunocompromised, it's even more challenging, but my breathing gets better every day. You got a lot going on in your chart. Oh, gosh. So let's take a look at what your theme for the weekend might be, because I love these cards so much. Just a card to see, what Ashley's weekend might be about. And with your Juno being Scorpio, it's so funny because after what you told me about your friend being a loner like you, that's so Scorpio. Like, it's so Scorpio. So your soulmate is someone with Scorpio tendencies. They don't have to actually be a Scorpio. They could be a Scorpio Venus, but they are someone with Scorpio tendencies. Hi, Dodie. All right, Ashley, let's get a card for your weekend. What's Ashley's weekend looking like? Ashley's weekend. Ashley, like, I don't know what it is, but you keep getting these, it's in your cards all the time. about taking up some sort of creative pursuit. Like, and I've been seeing it for months, and you need it. That's one thing I definitely noticed. You need it. And it also, if you refer back to your last reading, it's something unique, something different. So think about what your interests are. There may be a lot brewing for you coming up, a lot more than you think. Hi, Ava. Hi, Dodie. Welcome. Are you making a demand, Dodie? Because that's not how it works around here. What's going on, you know? Try to keep in mind that I am a Sagittarius. Oh, thanks, Ava. Would you like to know, like, a card for your weekend? What's Ava's weekend looking like? Ava's weekend. I'm going to do the 3 signs reading sometime today. I know I keep making these promises and then I'd like to just go to bed. All right. Ava, Ava, Ava. Just such a beautiful name. What's Ava's weekend looking like? Ava's weekend. Oh, Ava. Hi, Moonshine. What's up, stranger? So, Ava, there are going to be some things coming up for you that are good, but kind of feel not so good. It's so funny because I was just talking to Ashley about this. You got secrets and shadow self, and I believe we just had recently a transit with Leo. But I mean, I think something about your shadow is going to be revealed to you this weekend, something you weren't really aware of. And you know, ooh. You might be breaking free from some gullibility too. So you might be doing some shadow work this weekend. Like, if you feel it, write it or cry or whatever you got to do. It's for your ultimate good, of course. Of course it is. I'm good. Do you want a card for your weekend, Moonshine? I'm feeling, generous. I'm depositing into the bank. Did you ever hear what Cat Williams says about the universe is like, you have to be generous because you have to make deposits so that your withdrawal is available when you need it. Oh, God. Okay, Moonshine. What's Moonshine's weekend look like? Moonshine's weekend. And like, that's for real because, like, he's a Virgo. Moonshine's weekend. What's Moonshine's weekend look like? Freedom. You're breaking free of something. Let's see what's underneath it. You could be having a spiritual weekend, particularly emphasis on self-care, because we're seeing the spiritual bath. Oh, oh my God. And I don't even usually look at more cards, but needy is also here. I feel like you may be separating yourself from someone needy or people, and spending some time just you engaging in spiritual activities like a spiritual bath. Well, there's nothing better for releasing than a spiritual bath. And we as Sagittarians feel the overwhelming need to help everyone. I feel like that's something we're breaking free of, though. I actually do. I feel like we're becoming more watchers. And I saw it in my last reading. I feel like that's what's happening. Like we're watching. We haven't separated. Like we give the illusion. And this is like what happens when we don't want to be, when someone hurts us, say, we give the illusion that we have left, but we're still watching. So, but I believe that we're not jumping in and taking action for people at this point. I feel like we're just the observers, which is very hard for us. Very hard. Because we want to come in, we want to fix. And I feel like we are, like we will give to the expense of ourselves, and we will listen to anyone. We will listen to anyone, take on anyone, and I feel like that's ending. I feel like we're becoming more of the observer, which is interesting because it definitely has an Aquarius feel to it. I don't know what you're talking about. He thinks he's going to win, but that is what's happening for you. I actually did that, you know. That was one of the positive ways that getting sick actually benefited me because I just wasn't about it anymore. And I'd let a lot of people go. And, putting yourself first is very difficult, very necessary. It's a gift, you know. I'm not angry, but I did. I cut some people loose. It's interesting what you find out when you are doing what's best for you. And really only you know what's best for you. That's the God's honest truth. No one else knows. Oh, I guess I probably should have told people I was going to go live. You know what's funny, Moonshine, is that people only have the power to take our power if we allow them to. And so essentially, thank you so much, Ashley, of course. You're my favorite, you know that. um, your power is always yours. Like, if you choose to give away your power, you can also choose to take your power back. No one holds your power. So, and it doesn't, your power doesn't get taken away like against your will. That doesn't happen. You give permission for that. I'm just saying. And that's a hard pill to swallow. Like our part in things can be like, and our part in things often just looks like allowing, you know? Allowing. What we allow is sometimes the most painful thing. And, this too shall make us stronger. Honestly, I mean, and once you do, I mean, you get to a point where people won't have that ability because you won't let them, you know? That's part of being strong. And I also feel like one thing that is really a skill is knowing when to walk away. Like, we hold on to things and people so harshly because we want to feel something, and, you know, too long, a lot of the times I feel. I know that sounds crazy for Sagittarius, like, because the way that people think about us is that we cut and run, like at the drop of a dime, but that's not true. It's not true. We hold on to people a long time, and we like give people like 983 chances because we are the Lulu optimists. We just believe, but sometimes I think that we do get so much into a limerence state. We believe we see something that it's there, but they're not tapping it. You know what I mean? We're not tapping it, so, you know, choose you in all things. We have this thing where we believe the best in people, even when people aren't showing us the best. So if they aren't showing you the best, that's when you say, you know what? I'm out. This isn't for me. And it's okay. And that's the other thing. I think that we want to stomp on people because they weren't for us. Sometimes it's just not yours. It's not for you. It might be good for someone else. People might be good for someone else, but knowing what is for you is really important. That's why I really believe in, like, in terms of partnership and manifesting your partner, the one that is for you, you have to have a clear vision of what that is. Write it down. Okay, Polly, I wish you nothing but the best. Oh, okay. I thought you were leaving. I don't know. It's interesting because I've been married twice, and I had one bad divorce and one good one. So, how we deal with breakups is 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 important too. It really is, because we don't always miss the person. We just miss who we were with that person, how we felt, the life, I have found in breaking up from relationships, what I have missed is the life. I love relationships. I love to be in them. I haven't had one in a long time, or a romantic relationship, but I uh I love them, truly. There's just something about, going through life with someone, doing life with someone. It's it can be really, really good. So that's when you have to take those bad ones as just it just wasn't for you. You didn't really realize it, but now you know. And they kind of teach you what's not for you. Oh, I'm sorry, Moonshine. I don't drive. I haven't driven in like 20 years. I'm sorry y'all are going through things. Oh, yeah, definitely. Especially like when it comes to things you can't do anything about, you know? Yeah, yeah, I know. I hear you. I hear you. And we kind of mastered the doing hard things thing. That's why we are ruled by perseverance and discovery. Like Sagittarians, and you can't forget that that's who you are. That is the core of who you are. And what's magical about Sagittarians is we get knocked down a whole lot, but we always get up and we find a way to make something better out of it. Always. I have never, that's why they call us like the alchemists. That's actually, honestly, what the temperance card is all about. Even the magician, I feel like there is Sagittarius in the magician card. I feel like it's the same thing because we are the alchemists. And a friend of mine who is also a reader um, believes that the Queen of Pentacles is Sagittarius, which is very interesting when you think about it, because the Queen of Pentacles is very grounded. We tend to, what's funny is I always like to have a Taurus friend or an Earth sign friend, not necessarily Virgo. Virgos tend to drive me insane. But a Taurus friend or a Taurus influence in my life, because they make me feel very grounded. And like when stuff like, fire signs have a lot of trouble in terms of relaxing. We want to go, go, go. And I have a Taurus friend who constantly will give me the lecture about the value of rest. Ooh, you're making potions. I did it like I don't know if it was last year or the year before. I did a love potion and an abundance potion. It's really nice. And I was putting together teas, like tea concoctions or tea mixes for different things. It just gets really expensive with the herbs and stuff, but I wanted to do more with herbs. I bought the book that was all over TikTok about the hidden, forgotten apothecary. You know, I have since I got sick, I I kind of have this I don't know how to explain it, but I used to be really against Western medicine. And a life-threatening illness will change your mind. So I really am pro Western medicine, but I think we really need to find a way to marry it with the natural, with the holistic, like incorporate it because I mean, I did all the uh, chemo and radiation, all that stuff, but and now I'm on the firesider. You know, give me the turmeric. I think turmeric cures everything. I really do. I do have the mushroom coffee. I still have some stuff left, and it was funny because I was able to get a lot of stuff. There's a Mexican grocery around the corner from me, and they sell that stuff loose. And I was able to get a lot that way. But I also juice, and we need lots of protein as women. I know that the subject matter just bounces from one thing to another. From one thing to another. Because that's the way I talk. Sometimes I think, you know, like, are my readings clear? Because I can, drift from one thing to another. And who else is easily distracted? Like, that's basically why I don't do readings on Zoom. Like, I don't do one-on-one readings because I'm so easily distracted. And who's watching The Handmaid's Tale? Like, I watch a lot of TV since I can't do all that much right now. Oh, you're welcome, Polly. So The Handmaid's Tale got me. 911 had me crying this morning. And I don't watch Yellow Jackets, but I follow all of the TikToks on it, so I feel like I practically know the story. And I don't think what happened there. I believe the theory that a lot of it was hallucination. I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, when I was going through treatment, I couldn't really connect to my intuition. There was just too much going on, and the brain fog. Chemo does something to your brain that is kind of ugly. And the brain fog was terrible. If yeah, of course, intuition is not your mind, but you have to be able to center yourself. Yeah, I love the cards too. I want new cards. I always want new cards. And it's so weird because I did this thing with this company on TikTok about like you know how they do blind date with a book. This was blind date with a tarot deck. where they pick a tarot deck for you intuitively, and they picked this one for me, which was crazy to me. Let's see what that. I I don't know that I like it, honestly. Here's the guidebook, but I don't know if it has the name of the deck on it. It's like such an old-fashioned deck, which if you notice, like my tarot cards, they're all pretty modern. What, chemo? It is. It is poison, but it's also highly effective. I mean, I don't argue the point. If someone doesn't want to do chemo, then they shouldn't do it. But it works. Like my tumor. Let's call it a tumor, okay? As a mass, let's call it a tumor, whatever, was completely covering my right lung. So that was why I was having difficulty breathing. But now it's 0.04, barely there, and that's it with 3 months of treatment and very strong chemo. Very strong. Yeah, I'm gonna jump off soon anyway, Ash. I am on limited time, basically, because I'm still getting over the pneumonia. So I have to, it's something I do anyway. It's part of my healing program. My physical healing is I time activities. Mm. Well, they want to cut everything. So pretty much. They've already cut cancer research when cancer is on the rise. Oh, okay. Yeah. It was crazy for me, Moonshine, actually, because I found myself really failing at communication. Like I would go to talk to people and I couldn't connect things. I wasn't making sense and I couldn't remember the words that made things make sense. I couldn't remember titles of things. It's like I knew what I was talking about. I knew what I wanted to say. It's just I couldn't communicate that. And it was very frustrating because, I'm someone who very much values my brain. And I was really scared about that, actually, about that being a lasting side effect. I went through a lot of side effect things. I was in the hospital 4 times for different things. And I just got out of the hospital a few days ago. Yeah, I believe that I'm on the mend side of things. But things happen and you have to be even, we should all be more vigilant about our health and listening to our bodies and regulating our nervous system. Um, and thank you. Yeah, I stay strong. I don't usually talk about all this stuff that much. Although maybe I do in my readings, I'm not even sure. Because I talk a lot. I know it. I've been watching Love on the Spectrum too. So I am going to get out of here, and I hope that you very much enjoy your weekend. And I'll be doing a reading soon, so look for that. Take care.